Good afternoon, Demon Phil here with the DemoNation, and we have got another episode of Comic Legion for you here. And we'll be getting into this very shortly, but first, go ahead and let me know in the comments if you can see and hear me. I'd certainly appreciate that. And then we need to get some shares going in here, please. And then we will get going with the show. Appreciate everyone that is here today, and hope you all have had a great day and been productive. I have had an amazing day today. Scott, thank you for being here. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. And yeah, it's been a day. We'll put it that way. I got a smile that's not going away, and I'm not going to tell you why, so don't even start. Appreciate it, Scott. All right, so we're going to give this about one more minute just to make sure we can catch any stragglers going to be coming in here, because we're going to be sharing this thing out, and then we will have some fun with this. And then, of course, once I get started, I'll go ahead and let you know the premise of this, because this is my second episode of this show. So if you missed the first one, I'll let you know what happens with this and what to expect. Then we'll introduce my guest. And he is actually my guest co-host, not just guest, but guest co-host. And then we'll get started with the show. So again, let's go ahead and wait just a moment longer here. And make sure everything is set up here. And it looks like we are pretty good. So let's make this official. All right, so we got Scott here. Thank you for being here, Scott. We have got Lisa here. Thank you, Lisa. My partner in crime on the other side of the business. And, oh boy, Russell Allen's in the comments. We're in trouble now. What's up, oh pantsless one? All right, so let's go ahead and knock this off of here and get this started. All right, so if you are new to Comic Legion, what is Comic Legion? What makes it a different show? What's going on here? So the way Comic Legion works is I bring out my guest co-host. We're going to go over their project for about 15-20 minutes. Current project they have, whatever they're working on that's coming up. If they've drawn something on a napkin 2 years ago, it doesn't matter. They're the guest co-host. They get the time. So we're going to talk about their stuff. The show is about them for that time. And then after that, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and start going through a list of Kickstarters, which I've already got on the side over here. Then we're going to just go through and kind of bounce back and forth between the two of us. The deal is, though, nothing but positivity, and we won't be doing videos or anything. We're going to spend the time on scrolling through the actual Kickstarter itself, on the layout, to see some of the tiers, to see how the layout is, to see some of the artwork, to see those things that pop that make you really want to go, can't live without that thing. Some of these titles that are up here, very obscure. I'm doing that on purpose because they may not get enough attention, so I'm hoping on my show they get a little bit of attention, and then it'll get spread out from there. Because as everyone knows, one pebble in a pond creates a ripple. You get enough people throwing pebbles in a pond, you get the waves of change. So here goes the waves of change. We're going to start off right now, starting off with my guest co-host, which is Jonathan Hedrick.
Hey, Phil. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here.
Yep, absolutely. Glad to be here.
All right. Now, normally what I do on my other shows is I go ahead and give my guests, some time to say who they are, what they do, and where to find them. But we're going to jump right into all of that by going ahead and bringing your Kickstarter up, and then go ahead and giving you the floor to go ahead and start talking a little bit. And then we're going to bounce things around. So let me go ahead and share the screen.
All right.
Freak Show night.
Yes, sir. All right. So want me to just jump in right now,
Absolutely, Phil? Yeah. Elevate the elevator pitch.
Cool. So Freak Show Night is elevator pitch. This is about a former convict who's now on the outside of prison, but he's living in the woods during a zombie apocalypse. Freak Show Night is actually the second zombie comic book I wrote. It's a follow-up to another one that I self-published called Freak Show Princess. Both are designed as one-shots, so the stories are beginning and end in their own self-contained book. However, they do have common threads. So if you have read Freak Show Princess, you'll see those threads continue within Freak Show Night. But if you haven't and you want to pick this one up, you'll still get a complete story. So I did change art team from one book to the other. This right here, what we're seeing is the interior artist, one of two of his covers. My interior artist, his name is Stefano Cartaselli. He's an Italian contemporary artist, and he's phenomenal, as you can tell just by this cover alone. He's done a lot of great things at Heavy Metal Magazine, Scout Comics, Caliber Comics. He does. I believe it's published on Amazon art book that he did that's based off of all of Quentin Tarantino's work. So very cool artist. I felt like his rawness, for lack of better words, fit this particular style of story. So I had to get him, and luckily we worked something out. And he does the pencils, the inks, and he colors it with watercolors. So this is actually painted.
Very nice. And that's
Yeah.
the standard cover?
That's the standard cover A. Yep.
I mean, okay, come on, y'all. That's the standard cover. That's not even a variant or anything. So we're just starting off at the beginning here.
Yeah. This is cover B, also by Stefano. And I wanted to put our main character, Red, on this particular cover. So he did a great job of, displaying what Red looks like. He's a weathered man. He's been through a lot of stuff. Like I said, he was in prison. Now he's on the outside, surrounded by zombies day in, day out, just fighting to survive.
Very cool. Here's the synopsis which we've gone through. So this is, of course, Freak Show Princess. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you the shout out on this one because I read this one. I did a review on this one, and it was absolutely above and beyond phenomenal because there are a few books that I actually read, and I'm going to go ahead and give, you want to call it a spoiler, you can call it whatever you want. You won't see the ending. I'm going to tell you right now, and take me up on that. By all means, purchase the book and come back to me and tell me that you actually saw the ending before it was there. It's not going to happen. I have read this thing through so many times trying to take it apart and figure out how that happened. It's amazing how it did. So I'm telling you right now, if you have not read this, if you're a fan of zombies, if you're a fan of, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there, a good romance.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely
has all kinds of elements into it, and it keeps you just interested throughout the entire thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I describe it as a tragic romance set in the world of zombies, as far as Freak Show Princess goes. And I had to kind of, a week before I launched this Kickstarter, I was notified that I won several awards for it on Indie Originals. So I posted that. And yeah, if you go to the campaign page and you click this link, it'll take you to Indie Originals website that shows that I actually did win those awards.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now we go into the preview. So here's in case anybody didn't know, if you open up the book, there's actual pages inside with more art and more story and everything. So it's not just about the front. There's actually stuff inside there. So definitely look inside. Crack
these things open every now and then.
Let them breathe.
So this is a sample, page 1. We get introduced to Red waking up at the beginning of a day. If you actually had this page 1 and compared it to the first page of Freak Show Princess, you see similar contrasts too. Yeah, and my whole point with showing these first few pages was just to praise how well Stefano, his art is. I mean, look at that. This is more heavy on the zombie gore than Freak Show Princess was, for numerous reasons.
I mean, that's just it comes to life off the page. It really does.
Yeah. And he has a very non-traditional way of making comics, which I really can appreciate.
Well, it almost takes you back to the days of the funny papers, the in the newspapers type thing. It almost looks like that to me.
Yep. And with Red being, he's a older, I would have to say senior citizen in a way. I'd like having the older look to it as well.
Please don't tell me he's 47. I just turned 47.
No. I want to say Red's in his early 60s. So this is really cool. I brought back the art team from Freak Show Princess to do a homage cover that was in the style of Freak Show Princess's main cover. But so Ben Worrell, who did the main cover and interior art for Freak Show Princess, he penciled and inked this. I brought the same colorist, the same letterer to make this homage cover, and it's a Kickstarter exclusive. Only going to be printed for this campaign, never again.
Nice.
Now, this cover I'm really excited about. This is my artist who's on my upcoming book that's going to be coming out at Scout called The Recount. This is Gabriel Ibarra Nunez's art. And I asked him if he wouldn't mind taking a pause from The Recount and doing a cover for me. And yep, this is another one that'll be printed very limited. All right, so this is the one I'm proud of the most. Phil, I've put a lot of effort in this one. As you can tell, so this is called the writer's variant cover. So I haven't seen this done anywhere else. I wanted to do something original, and I wanted to do something that, you know, was more on the writer side, less the artist side. So I took the main page from the script, and I had my letterer. He actually printed it out, crumbled it up, scanned it again, added a fake coffee stain, the bent a corner of the page, and that's going to be the cover of one of the variants. So
that is phenomenal, and I cannot wait. I actually have this one in the particular tier that I got for this one. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I do not want to send this off for CGC because I don't want to come back with a 0.5 on it or something.
Right. Who knows what they would say with that one. And then last cover is an orange blank sketch cover. You know, I really like sketch covers because of the endless possibility that they offer, and just to have, you know, you have a local artist who may not ever be published do something really cool on there. And I've never seen an orange cover, so I want to do something different.
Now we've got a few more minutes to go ahead and kind of talk about your project here. So what I want to bring up is actually I'm going to scroll through very quickly. Mm-hmm. Pay no attention to the screen, you know, if you're getting seasick easily or whatever. So we've got this one right here.
Yes, the retail. Yeah, the retail freak show tier is designed for those local comic book stores who support indie comics and want to give an indie creator the chance to showcase their work in their store. So this is a flat $100, free shipping. It'll probably cost me out of pocket maybe $15, $16 to ship this. So if you factor in that with the 32 comic books that store's going to get, it's roughly about maybe $3 that they're paying per issue. And they're getting some of the exclusives that aren't. They're going to get one copy of the Kickstarter exclusive. And, you know, that's on here for $25. So if they match that, they're going to make a good chunk of their money back. And then 10 of both of the main covers. So I've had a lot of luck with the retailers that live in my community supporting me. So I want to make sure outside of, you know, my area that I can help support those retailers too.
Absolutely. And what I want to bring up on this is, if you are a retailer, if you have a storefront, if you have a digital storefront, this is perfect for you. If you're not a retailer, if you don't have a storefront or a digital storefront, this is perfect for you. I cannot stress that enough. Look at the value that's involved in this. It doesn't cost anything to share, and right now this can actually help out quite a few people get those dreams and everything going by going ahead and grabbing a retail package like this, because it's going to sell. I'm telling you right now. So definitely get this shared out there and get that information out there, but go take a look at yourself, and if you can financially go ahead and grab that one, I would go ahead and grab it if I were you.
Yeah, and I hope they do take me up on that pledge, and I will work with them to make sure they are satisfied completely. I can do, if they are in Central Florida, I'll come out to their store if they're practicing safe social distancing, and I can do virtual interviews for any of them. I will work around their schedule. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you have got an amazing project that's going on with this one. I mean, you did so well with Freak Show Princess, and again with Capable 1 and 2.
Thank you.
And of course, you've got Recount, which is on the retail side of it. So it hasn't had a crowdfunding. It's going straight through the retail on that one.
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
So you've already got a good following. So, I mean, they should go ahead and see that there's value already involved in this.
By the time this will probably be printed and mailed to them, it'll just be maybe a week or two before the recount comes out. So they could if they have if they're ordering recount, they could pair that with these copies and get more bang for their buck.
Well, we're definitely going to work on getting that information more out there to the retail location. So like I said, if you know anybody that's in retail, if you've got a favorite LCS, if you've got a phone book, and I don't know why you would have a physical phone book left over, but if you do, hey, we're okay. Just go ahead and reach out to them. Let them know what's going on and say this is available on here and see what they say. Most of the time, it's because they don't know that they have an option on this is why that never gets done. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start giving some options out there.
Right.
So you've got an amazing project on here, and of course you can see up here where it says manager pledge. Yes, I did back this because I got this other stuff too. I mean, I've gotten everything he's done except for the recount because it's just not available yet.
Right. It's just a matter of time. November 11th.
There we go. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's your project that you've got going on right now. So we're able to kind of get to know you and a little bit of your stuff you've got going and the way that your tiers work. So if anybody's got any questions on that, just go straight over to Kickstarter, go look up Freak Show is all you got to look up on there, and it's automatically going to come up with Freak Show Night right there. And then go to town on that bad boy.
Yes, please. I appreciate it. If you have any questions for me too outside of this, message me on Kickstarter. Let me know. I'll be happy to answer them.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the other crowdfunding that's out there. We're going to start with Firebreak. And these are just some of them that I found on here. This one has only got 3 days left on here. Mm-hmm. It is almost funded. I mean, it is very close.
Oh.
64 backers. I mean, they basically are like only 2 backers, maybe 3 away from making this. So let's take a look at this thing and see what we've got.
Firebreak. That's a cool cover. I like that.
It does. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got that old like a mystery noir.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it says a lot about in that cover what's going on in the story too. All right, we got some pages. Art
interiors,
not bad.
Yeah, you're seeing where it's actually giving you some different views, which is nice because it's not always about the same angle that you want to have everything on there. You actually change it up and it creates more depth in the story.
Yeah, that's good sequential work right there. 28 pager, is that what it says? That's good. That's a good amount. Yeah, that's well more than what the mainstream is. All right. Looks like we got a lettered page.
And see, I like seeing some of the unlettered because that way you can see if it could actually run unlettered, if you could understand what's going on. That's huge with me too because you see the fluidity in the style.
Right.
But it looks pretty good. It's a different kind of superhero book is what I'm seeing on here. Mm-hmm. The tiers, here's what's interesting that I wanted to go ahead and bring up on here is that's your highest tier. $60.
Not bad. He only needs like 3 or 4 of those.
So, I mean, yeah, he is right there and able to get just about everything he needs on this if we can just go ahead and get a few more people interested. Wow. Again, it doesn't cost you a thing to share this out. So get on board with this. This is Firebreak. You want to go look on Kickstarter for Firebreak, and you'll be able to see it. And go ahead and get this shared out. If you do share it out right now, please tag me in it so I can go ahead and follow that as well and see that you're tagging. And then go ahead and share that out from you. That way we get more ripples out there, more waves of change. Trust me, there's a method to my madness. But this looks very interesting. I can see where it's actually going to be a good deal on here.
Yeah, not bad.
And then this is the breakdown of how much it costs. As far as the tiers, let me go ahead and scroll down just a little bit here. So we got digital. So to go to the first physical is only $9.
Mm-hmm. And you get the digital with it and your name inside the back cover. I love it when they do that.
Exactly. Luis Torres, thank you for being here, buddy.
Luis.
All right, so that is Firebreak. We have an early bird that it looks like because they did the early bird not for time, but for the actual limited amount. So there's still a few of those left at $10. So if you get enough early birds on there, you're getting a better deal and you help somebody's dream come true.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So go take a look at that one. Next up we have, I believe it's After Realm. Yes.
The After Realm.
So this one is funded, yes.
Nice. Good for them. Well, they already had a high funding goal too, so for them to go an extra 3,000 over that, that's great.
219 backers, and it's still going, because as we were here, it just ticked up a little bit too. So they're still working on this one. This one kind of got my attention because of the old school gaming setup on here.
That's impressive. Yeah, that's really cool.
And if you look at, I mean, because once you look, you see that, I can definitely see on the covers how they use that same font style on there, and it reminds me of going into the old arcades.
Yep.
This is not the actual covers. These are just accolades.
Right.
Some of the artwork and everything that's in there, but they did the small setup on there. Now, here's some of the interiors. It does have a little bit of an anime style to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
I like the way that it's set up. I like the way that it looks, and it has just a different style to it altogether. I like the way that it's got the arcade lettering.
Yeah. They put a lot of thought into this.
It almost looks like a game of Centipede to me.
Yeah, right? Like an old Atari style.
Now, real quick, I want to bring up this particular picture is another thing that got my attention when I was going through here. When you see people who are doing what they love and they're smiling about it, if you're a creator and you're putting something together, these kind of pictures added into your campaign are priceless, because this shows the passion that you've got going into your work.
Absolutely.
Having a video up front where you're laughing and smiling and having a good time and talking about it, and you're actually happy to be on there, means the world to us backers. So make sure you do these kind of things, because it looks like to me that they're actually enjoying this and they're having a blast because their dreams are coming true, whether or not they made their goal at that time. And of course they did, so they're really smiling, which is great.
Yeah.
But it does. It looks very interesting. I like the art style there.
So going into the rewards. Nice.
And that's 1 through 3. So this is actual number 3 on here. So this is 1 through 3.
Which proves that they've been successful and they can put their stuff out.
Exactly. Here's our other series, Powers. So you get that poster.
And Powers, in case people don't know, that was adapted to a live-action show that was on the PlayStation channel, which was really good. I really enjoyed that.
So they got some very cool. Oh
God! I want that shirt. All right, I'm a backer.
Oh yeah,
that's too cool.
Yeah,
man, I'm jealous of that.
I'm gonna click that remind me.
Right. Yep.
All right, so yeah, they had to get me with that one. Oh.
All it takes is a good place T-shirt.
Oh, yep. All right. And there's the cover art, which is nice. That's the actual. I love whenever they go ahead and go backwards on this, because the finished stuff is great to see, but man, there's some.
How you get there?
Amazing detail in this.
Are they offering that original art as a pledge too?
I did not see it as such. We're still scrolling through a little bit here. Some of their other stuff, risk and challenges. Let me scroll through real quick. Power signed, 3 issues, sketch after. So they have more expensive because they actually have the all of them put together.
Oh, they had a chat with Brian. Wow.
All right.
Dang.
And there's the original art. Yeah, they had it.
Wow. Gone. I don't blame you. I would have scooped that up too.
Wow. Original art there, gone. Original art there, gone. This is amazing.
Look, that's an $800 pledge.
On each one, yes.
Yeah, that's
great.
Yep, they got a fan base. Good on them.
So go check them out. Grab yourself a T-shirt, if anything else, because I'm pretty much going to have one on the next show. All right, we got Worms Crawl In. Everybody knows I'm big on the horror comics because I love the black and white and the depth and the style and everything that's on there. So this one got my attention just from the one picture that's on here. They have made their goal. They're just a little over there. 51 backers. They have 6 days. You can see all kinds of opportunity in going ahead and moving through this. But what I wanted to show you is the actual artwork, because wow.
Yeah. That's good. The log line at the top said it was 160 pages, so that's impressive.
So I mean,
reminds me of Charlie Adler's work on The Walking Dead.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely see that, but then you see a different style like this, and it kind of takes it away from that, along with incorporating it down here. So it's a very adaptive style that's on there.
Yeah. Wow. Impressive stuff.
It definitely is.
And it says over there this is his first created campaign. So
yes. Well, there's most of them that I've been showing you are first createds on here, which is very impressive in of itself, because you're putting something out there that you haven't done before. But you may have been somebody, like you may have been a backer before. I mean, he's done 5 before, but what else has he looked at? What else has he researched into? Who else has he worked with?
Yeah.
But you can see that there's definitely something in there. There's a fire and a passion in the work that he's doing in this.
Exactly.
It's a good looking setup on here.
It is.
So we've got stretch goals here.
A door hanger, cool. I haven't seen that as a stretch goal before.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay, here's risk and challenges. So scroll through real quick. We'll see what we've got that's available. Now, they don't have a lot of tiers on here, which is kind of a good thing, actually, because you got so much involved, so it doesn't give you that many options.
Yeah.
So you're just going to go ahead and jump straight into here. So King Among Kings is this is just your reward alone. So that's just to go ahead and donate. This is the soft cover book for $25. You already said 160 pages is what we're looking at so far on. For $25, that's a value.
Yeah, that's a good size trade right there.
And then here's some original art and a signed book for $100.
3 pledges. That's keeping it simple.
That original art is nice. So
and people have backed that pledge, that $100 pledge. That's good.
Very nice. 15 that were available, 7 left. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Definitely go check out Worms on this one and look and see what you think. Now, moving on, we have got
Convictor. I backed this one.
So did I. And I just had Jason on my show the other night, and he just went up a tick or 2 on there.
Yeah, so very cool.
This one is interesting. I know a little bit about the storyline. Like I said, I had him on the show. A ninja style person that has indomitable will that just will not stop. Not quite indestructible, but more invincible. Can't say more, trust me. But the storyline is definitely where the art is on point as far as I'm concerned. It's a different style of art. And he was even saying on the show that you can see Spawn, you can see Snake Eyes, you can see Scorpion, you can see different characters that you pull out of it. But he said this is all its own character. So it's definitely something you want to look into. This is actually one of the main bad guys in here, which would be Dracula. The main bad guy in here is actually a werewolf that he goes up against, but Dracula is the one who unleashes, shall we say. So he's got some amazing artwork in here.
Right.
And like Jonathan already said, he's backing this. I'm backing this. If you're not backing this, you're not part of the cool kids on this one. You need to get on board with this. Trust me.
Right. Come on. Peer pressure.
But seriously, if you don't have the financial means to go ahead and back this right now, share it. Absolutely share it.
Yeah.
But here are some of the these are amazing as far as the covers and everything on here.
Yeah. And I follow him on social media, and he's very active on it, and very approachable. So if you like this stuff, reach out to him and let him know.
Here is the main cover. This is the standard cover. Again, that's a standard cover, believe it or not.
Yeah. Looks like he's inside the mouth of something or about to get bitten by something, one or the other.
Exactly. I mean, the covers alone are they're really great. The interiors are great. The storyline is there. This is one that you want to have in your in your possession. Plus, let's just go ahead and say first appearance is something you definitely want to watch with this guy because this character is already in the works with some other stuff.
Yeah, it's marketable.
And then, of course, he made posters with everything too, that's smart and all kinds of things. But I mean, you're talking about $10 to go ahead and get.
Yeah, that's not bad.
$6 if you want the absolute lowest tier on here for the physical issue to have it in your hands. $6. Most of the time, $6 will get you a digital. That'll get you a physical on there. You got to pay shipping, of course. Everybody has to pay shipping, but it's worth it. So Convictor, Hunter's Moon, get on that one because we also have Hunter's Moon coming up next month, physically, like literally in the world. So this has a little more meaning to it. Hint, hint.
Yeah, this was timed on purpose. Not a happy accident. That was on purpose.
Exactly. Okay, this one is this is the second appearance of this one. It was on here last week, and I thought about not bringing it back up again, but I'm sorry, this thing is doing so well, I have to bring it up. Yeah,
this is a cool project right here. This creator has done a lot of awesome stuff. I would look how it just went up some more. This is everyone's keeping their eyes on this one. This is going to be huge.
So many people have done Oz books. So on this one, my take on this one is you're actually taking the Oz and it becomes the occupied zone. Jonathan, tell me, how cool is it that you not only take something and change the look of it, but you change the name as well?
Yeah, it's really awesome. It from what I read about it before, it's essentially like people, military people with post-traumatic stress disorder, and mixing it with Oz. I'm not doing it justice, but this is going to be a really cool book.
And it's never Oz without flying monkeys, and they're in here, so you
got to have flying monkeys. I like the Oz, yeah.
Yellow Brick Road, Emerald City. I mean, the stuff is in here, but they just go a completely different route with this. And I like the way that they're doing this. And I want to go ahead and show you the covers. Let me go ahead and scroll. This is the interiors. And they look great.
Yeah, 9-panel grids. Yeah, very cool. Wow.
So he's showing a lot of the detail in the artwork and the interiors and all, but whenever I show you the covers, that's what's going to be interesting because the standard cover, I backed this. I actually chose the standard cover.
Simply I like that one.
Yeah, because the standard cover is the one that really stands out to me. This is the standard. So that's the absolute lowest end cover that you can get right there. For the variants would actually be this one.
Ooh.
Which is very interesting.
That's cool. On top of the M16 like that.
Exactly. And I'm sure there's some kind of the 107 or 07 or OZ. There's something in there that we're not seeing. I'm sure that'll be explained in the book.
Yeah.
But this is one of the other variants, which gives it more of a Soulfire look almost.
Yeah.
And this one.
Whew. Oh, yeah. It looks like it could glow in the dark.
I have asked about that, and it does not. But I'm just looking at this going, the amount of detail on here.
Right?
How much of a headache was that on Blue Lines?
I can only imagine.
So they are absolutely tearing it up on this thing. So if you haven't gotten on board on this one, they still have a few days left on this. They don't need help with it per se. I'm just going to go ahead and say that straight out. I mean, everyone would like a little extra, yes. But this is one of those that if you cannot financially back it, if you don't find something that just pops out to you on this one, definitely share it out. Yeah. But to have an Oz book that has a whole different meaning along with a new style to it, this may be something that's going to come out there pretty big, and that's why I went ahead and jumped on this one.
Yeah, that one's definitely worth it. The writer, he does Spencer and Locke, which is also like a twist on Calvin and Hobbes, but what if Calvin grew up? So he's a smart writer.
All right, so next up we have got
Teether. Cool.
I had to get a little dark and demented on this one. Well, I looked at this one and I was like, is that going to be too much for the show?
Oh, okay.
I know my followers and I know what they can do and everything. So I'm going to let you know right now, this is graphic going down here, but it's not graphic to the point that you're going to have to, blow chunks later on somewhere else. But I mean, that's your cover.
Yeah, that's intense.
Now, would you be brave enough to go ahead and hang this up, on your wall in your bedroom or something like that so you can see it every night when you turn out the lights?
No.
Yeah, probably so.
But I would definitely read this for sure.
So the artwork inside, you can definitely see where it almost looks, I'm going to say this out loud, and I'm probably going to get dinged on this one, but it almost looks like a children's book just from this point.
Like maybe
Aside from being black and white, of course, it just has that innocent look to it.
Makes me think of Stranger Things.
Exactly. And then you get more into it.
All right. Oh boy.
And you can almost like hear the heartbeat going in your ears. You can hear the clacking of the shoes on the linoleum in the bathroom. It just puts you in that place.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever it comes through,
yikes.
So whenever I first saw this, I was like, that is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Oh, wait, there's more.
It one-ups itself.
So whenever you see this, you're like, I thought I just saw a whole bunch of teeth and everything. So what is that exactly? Is that a person with hair just all over the place? What did I just see? Mm-hmm. Well, now you see it's a person. So now you're kind of intrigued on, okay, what's going on with the story? And she's flipping out and saying, you made a big mistake. He's trying to figure out, what's up, Lily? What's wrong with you? Bad day at the mall? I don't know.
They give you a lot of the preview of the book.
So if they're giving that much preview, I can only imagine what's going on in this thing. I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
That looks very cool to me. On this one, you got a taster. I love the names on these things. The taster, which is a digital copy. The bite, which is a softcover edition. You've got good taste, softcover signed. So this is actually a fairly large book. The Solid Meal. I love the names. I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you made this thing, I'm going to give you kudos on this thing big time.
That's creative.
The Big Bite is the last one. So the biggest one they got is the Big Bite hardcover signed for $40. Now, if you look down here, because I'll go ahead and bring up the actual. So here we go. This is of course, the taster, the bite. Look at those hardcovers. Tell me that's not a beautiful looking book.
That's a good amount of pages in there.
What it looks like is it almost looks like it's going to be a hybrid novel.
Could be, yeah.
And then, of course, there are some add-ons, and again, with the great names on there. The Feast, Teetherized, warts and all. There's a bandana. Come on. I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, that's clever.
So if you're dark and demented, as I can be, I never was until I got with the group of DemoNation. They kind of turned me. No, I'm just joking. I was always innocent. Please. No, if you like the dark and demented and the twisted and the horror-based stuff, this might tickle your fancy in all kinds of ways. So give it a shot on there. That one looks very interesting.
Teether.
Now this one, we have actually talked about Shark of War 1 whenever it came out, and it actually did very, very well.
It did, yep.
And here we go on the ticker with this one already. This is number 2, and if it's not bad enough with a Shark of War, now we've got him that's going to have to fight a parade of piranha.
I like that. Parade of piranha.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking for a book that's going to be factual and you're going to go in here saying that's not like Jaws and that's not actually accurate, we don't need to have a talk about this later. Please don't send hate mail and everything to me. This is not going to be an actual book. This is a fantasy.
Right. Suspend disbelief.
Exactly.
That's cool. That's just too cool.
This right here, this is very cool of Ben to do this. So you get caught up on it for free.
Yep.
You get to go ahead and read issue 1 for free.
Good on him. That's really cool.
I believe once you go there, it gives you a link to his website where you can actually get the background image that you can put on your computer. There's a few other things that you can download on there. There's some digital things that you can download to kind of get immersed in his world with this, because this happened and 1 did much better than he thought. So you got, number 2 is not happening right now. I'm sure this is not the end. And if we're dealing with piranha right now, I can only imagine what next aquatic thing we're going to have fun with.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, it's just fun art. It's got comedy in it. You can't have this and not comedy.
Yeah, it's of the Sharknado type, genre.
The military is shooting piranha at him. So it's comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we can ask the military if they have, actual piranhas that do this, but they'd probably come back with, we can neither confirm nor deny said statement.
Yeah.
So. But it looks really good. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's involved. He's actually got a breakdown of the actual the book here and everything. But you've got the Mako shark is the digital. Let me see. The blue shark is the first. Let me see. Is that the digital? That is. So you get your choice of base cover issue 1 or 2, and then you get the digital of 1 and 2, and then your name in the book. Well, your name in the Shark Tank.
Cool.
So it's not even regular book. You're in a Shark Tank, which is interesting.
Nice.
But he's got some great tiers on here. Take a look at it. It's got some fun on here. And honestly, everything I'm showing you right now, start thinking about this. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I'm not trying to push it ahead of Halloween by any means. Christmas is going to be coming up, and with crowdfunding, it's a great thing to go ahead and start looking at what's out there, because by the time it comes out, it could be great Christmas gifts. So look into that.
Yep. If you know someone that likes indie comics and want to make sure you can get something for them that they won't have.
Now let me see. I'm going to skip through because we're kind of running out of time. So I'm going to bring this one up because this one's getting a lot of attention because of what happened today that I'm pretty much going to be binging as soon as we get done with this.
The Boys.
The Boys. So if you haven't seen season 1 on Amazon Prime, you've been under a rock. I'm sorry. Season 2, the only thing I'm upset about is they only did 3 episodes today, and they're going to do 1 each week after, which is very smart on their part.
Yep.
But what is very smart on others' part is this right here, because everybody's like, well, we already have The Boys. What's the point? Well, as you can see, the ticker just continually going up on here. These are re-released first editions. You heard me correctly. First editions, not second editions or second printings. They're first editions, along with some new Kickstarter editions, and of course the omnibuses for I think 1 through 6 of the volumes, which incorporates the entire story.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of The Boys, this is something you definitely want to jump on, because there is some definite value involved in what you're getting. Plus, you're able to get something that I'm telling you right now you're not going to find in the wild. If you do, let me know where you found it, because I'll be right behind you.
Right. Yeah, The Boys are such a great comic. It's a great show. And that was smart of them to launch this around the same time as season 2 starting.
So this is the original, the artwork, the volumes that you get whenever they first came out in each of the volumes. This is the new one that they just came out with, because it's based on the actual series, and you will see that they changed up the original picture in the front here with the actual actors that were in the series, which I think is great.
The cast copying the cover. That's really cool.
Exactly. So it's an homage to themselves. I mean, that to me is it's cool that they do that.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that's involved in here, and you just have to go through and pick and choose what you want. And yes, they have T-shirts and stuff too. It is just very cool. If you're a true fan of The Boys, this is something you want to look into. And the challenge coins, those are
nice.
Those are sick.
That's different.
I got to go butcher. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But they have some amazing stuff. Even the money.
Oh, cool.
I think they showed it up here. There we go. The custom Homelander $2 bill.
Nice. That's a lot of creative rewards.
Yeah, and then of course CGC, because they're not going to miss out on an opportunity like this.
Yeah.
And they're not bad on the pricing whenever you start looking at it. So if you're getting the 3 special editions that they're offering in here, which is 1, 3, and 7,
yeah,
then you get those CGC'd, and that's what you would pay on there in the US is $206. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's great.
And then of course you can get them signed as well, which is even better.
Right.
They give you options. Options are always a good thing to look at, especially whenever you're dealing with re-releases or even reprints or anything. So I think they did a great job on that.
Yeah, that's a cool campaign.
All right, we got time for one more, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up this one. Now, for anybody who knows me, like really knows me, knows that I used to work at Exxon in the IT department. So ID 10T means a lot to us because we would send that to our clients and tell them that they had an ID 10T error, which is an idiot error. So I love that this is already in here as is. Then I started delving into it. It is about a, how do I put this? It's about a, not even a robot, an android, a sentient being that takes life, that cannot be killed, that wants to live. So it's kind of a dark comedy almost, and you're going to see why here shortly. But the preview pages, you can see I like the artwork. It's got a very different style to it.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you see what's fixing to happen there. Hit him with the hammer. He's just kind of going through with everything.
Yeah, the color choices that they have here is really neat. Really makes that suspenseful horror look to it.
Exactly. Oh, Chuck would be happy. But you can see, I mean, it's a dark comedy that's on there. It's just, it's a lot of fun looking to go ahead and just read this and have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested in this one.
And I'm guessing that it's not lettered completely because there would be some more lettering in there, or maybe this is completely unlettered at this point. I don't know. Either way, it gets my attention.
Yeah.
Even a creepy looking, whatever that is.
Right.
Gremlin looking thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. I mean, it definitely has a different feel to it. I don't know. It's one of those that, like I said, it's got my attention. I want to know more about it, look more into it, see what it's going to do. It's got some time. I think this is the one that has the longest amount of time that's available on it right now, which is 26 days.
Okay.
They're already at 777. They need 1,142, so they're actually doing very well. 43 backers. I think they'll make it. But if you want something that's lighthearted, just have some fun with it, see what's going on, that's what you can go ahead and use for that. But that's all of them that we're going through for today on this particular episode. But Jonathan, one more time, go ahead and give us, tell us what's up with Freak Show Night, and tell them how badly they need that in their collection.
Yeah, Freak Show Night. I'm really proud of that comic because it is the follow-up to my very first comic book. Freak Show Princess was my first attempt to be a comic book writer. It came out. It was well received. And then the fact that people wanted more and for me to have the chance to go back and revisit that world and add more to it, it's really humbling, and it means a lot that I was able to do more with it. So I hope everyone can scroll through that campaign page, look over the sample pages I have, see if there's any of those reward tiers that might fit what you might be able to back, and at very least maybe just share it out on your Facebook page and let other people know that they might be interested in it. So yeah, anything helps.
I will say this before we go ahead and shut this down for today. I have noticed, I see a lot in this industry and everything, And I have noticed that Jonathan is actually a big proponent on, he shares a lot of people's stuff, but not only does he just he doesn't do blanket shares. He'll actually share and he puts something on there to talk about it, or he'll actually engage the artist or the creator or whatever in a conversation below it and tell them they did a great job or something like that. The reason I want to bring that up is because blanket shares get lost. They actually get overlooked because people get tired of blanket shares because it can be done by everybody. So put a little bit of your passion and your excitement into your shares as well. Again, it costs you absolutely nothing, but it gets more notice on that. Plus, I'm going to tell you right now, with me going ahead and sending something to Jonathan and saying, Jonathan, I'm sharing this for you. This is your thing going on right here. Great job on this. Can't wait to, get my copies in and all, because I've already done that. And I'm sure Jonathan looks at that going, I think I'm going to do another one.
Exactly. Yep.
It takes just that little bit to do that. So It's not just Jonathan we're talking about. We're talking about any and all creative artists that are out there. It just takes that little bit of extra effort. So we talk about all the time, the waves of change. It's all up to you. We can start off with one person throwing a pebble out there. I'm going to get enough people out there. We're going to get some serious waves going here very quickly.
Absolutely. Yep. Smart words. Smart words.
Well, I am definitely working on it because indies for the first time have a good chance in the spotlight, and rightfully so. And there is more passion that's involved in here than I've ever seen before. In fact, with the pandemic, whenever a lot of people went pencils down, indies actually went pencils way up because there is more talent that I've seen in the indies now than I think ever in their history. And I'm not saying in any one person per se or anything like that. I'm saying there's just more people that are involved and actually going ahead and throwing some stuff out there and putting some serious passion behind it, and it's really showing.
Yeah.
So the more people that actually do that, there's one voice that can get out there. It'll get lost in the shuffle. You put enough voices out there, you can't deny that. So I think the world is ready to go ahead and hear that the indies are ready to be heard and seen. So let's go ahead and get some of these shown in the shops. Again, retailer package. Go look at his Kickstarter. Grab that if you can. If not, share it out. Let people know. And then definitely, if anyone else, you see another retailer package on any of these other ones that I've looked at, or any of the other ones on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or whatever, if it's a retailer package especially, push it. Push it out there to everybody. Let them know.
Yeah, if you can't back the Kickstarter, maybe your local store can, and then you can buy it from your store. So you're helping out multiple people that way.
Absolutely. All right, well, that'll about do it for this particular episode here. I've actually got another episode on, let me look at my board here. I'm actually going to start doing this every other Friday, but that won't start until after next Friday, because I've already got someone locked in for next Friday, which is Luke Stone.
I know Luke. Yep.
So he will be on here as my mystery guest co-host, which no one else will know unless you watch this thing. So just between us and the internet. But thank you very much for being here, Jonathan. I appreciate having you. We had a blast and got some info in your project. If you need anything from me to help you out on your project, you let me know. If you need anything from the DemoNation, let me know. We'll also post up on the DemoNation to go ahead and make sure everybody knows everything as well.
Cool. I appreciate you having me. Thanks so much, Phil.
Absolutely. All right. So until next time, which will be Friday of next week, 5 p.m., we're going to go ahead and kick this one off. Remember, only you can make the waves of change.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.